This is Zach. I'm going to be interviewing Brandon Reese on reading and writing. First, uh, first is reading. What type of books do you like to read?
I like to read nonfiction and some fiction books. My favorite books right now are by Tucker Max, Assholes Finished First, and I Serve Beer in Hell are some pretty good ones that I like to read. They talk about, his life and different obstacles he's had to become over and different stories throughout his life in high school and college and now to his age now.
How did you learn how to read?
I learned how to read by sitting down every night with either my mom or dad, sometimes my older brother, and I'd read to him. But my favorite person to sit down with is my grandma because she would just make it more entertaining. It would just seem like it was way more fun to read when I was reading with my grandma.
What is your attitude toward reading?
Um, my attitude towards reading now is a lot better than it was when I was younger in elementary school or in middle school and high school because in those schools, in my high school and stuff, we had to read for a grade. It's called AR, and they'd like force us to read different books and books that I wasn't interested in, and I didn't like that because I wasn't interested in them, so I didn't really want to read them. But now I can read whatever I want, so I enjoy that a lot better.
Did school have a positive or negative impact for you?
I would say it had kind of a little bit of both because at first I just hated it because they would make us read certain books and I didn't like that because most of them I didn't like. But as I got older, they gave us a little more options actually to reading books, so I enjoyed it even more. And now that I'm in college, I can choose whatever books I want to read, and I like that a lot.
All right, now into writing. How did you learn how to write?
Um, I learned how to write when in like elementary school we would write different stuff out. We would also do spelling bees and like spelling tests, which would help with the words actually for me to write. And every week we'd have a test, and I would study and I'd write down, and I'd write out the word, and I'd write them in a sentence. And then when it come to the test, I know how to do it. So that helped me learn how to write a great amount.
Do you like to brainstorm before writing?
I like to brainstorm a little bit before writing sometimes, depends on what it is. If it's research, I'll brainstorm a lot more. But if it's like a story or something like that, well, then I like to free write mostly because it just comes right out. And if I make a mistake, I just keep going and I always just fix it right after I'm done. It's just easier and I keep my focus on what I'm writing then.
What did you do to learn how to spell words?
Learning us about words and how, like I talked about earlier, about the vocab. We'd have different vocab tests, and every week we'd do the tests, and I also would do different like competitions and doing it. In school, it really wasn't competition. It's just like for fun. You would just go up and they'd say a word, and then you'd say it, and then if you'd win, then you get like some candy or whatever for the day. It's like class. So it would want me to win and learn more because you get some candy for it.
All right, how did you feel about writing when you were younger?
When I was younger, writing, I was always told it was a big impact because you always write, always. For everything, every class. So it's a really good thing, and I just felt good about it ever since I was younger until now. I feel a lot better about it.
Okay, and lastly, because of that, how do you feel about writing now?
I feel about writing now is, like I said earlier, I like it a lot more because I have different topics, and most of the topics I can pick myself. I have more options on picking on what I like to write, so I am more interested on my topics, And yeah, and back to the books. I also like to read different like stock options online. I read a lot of that. I read a lot of sports also. I forgot to include, and just all out. I like it better than I was younger. All right, thanks.